Good afternoon. This is Northeast Philly weather with this afternoon weather update for this upcoming week's storm. First of all, we have a storm system that's moving out of the area today. It wasn't really a strong storm system. It's what we call a short wave, and basically that's just a piece of energy moving through the atmosphere. It is starting to exit the area now. And for the most part, everyone saw rain today. Places west of King of Prussia, north of the Pennsylvania Turnpike, up into the Lehigh Valley did see some snowflakes mix in, and coating to a half an inch was experienced up in the Lehigh Valley. Now taking a look onto our next system, which is now out in the Rocky Mountains into the southwest United States and moving into the Central Plains. It is starting to gather some energy, and it's going to gather more energy and moisture when it counters some moisture moving out of the Gulf of Mexico, and it's eventually going to move across the country and form a new low right off the South Carolina coast. Let's take a look at the afternoon model runs. Here, as you can see, we're looking at the 18Z NAM, which just came in. The NAM has been on the warmer side of the guidance, but it does show the general picture that there is a storm here. Here we are looking at 12Z on Wednesday, which would be Wednesday morning at around 8 a.m. As you can see, we have a Gulf low, then another low across the Ohio Valley, then our coastal low, which is starting to form off the South Carolina coast. All these pieces of energy are going to eventually come together and join and make a primary coastal low. But if you notice with the NAM, it's relatively far northwest with the low compared to the other models, which we will look at shortly, but it generally shows the idea. About midday to up to upwards of about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, snow is going to move into the area. While places south and east of Philadelphia will be seeing rain, especially at the shore and in Delaware. And let's zoom into the local view here. And as you can see, the NAM is pinpointing snow for much of the area, but it does show a change over to rain and even some sleet in Philadelphia and South Jersey. I think this is a little bit overdone at this time on the mixing in Philadelphia, and I'll show you why. Look at the last 3 runs of the NAM. The NAM originally had the low going up to Chesapeake Bay at 6Z run this morning, which was 3 runs ago. Now look what happened at 12Z, which was the morning run. The low moved southeast. Things got a little bit colder. Now look what happened at the new run. Once again, a little bit colder, but it still shows mixing in Philadelphia, which I disagree with at this time. I don't think mixing is going to be a big deal in Philadelphia, and I will show you why as we go along here. So the NAM generally shows heavy snow north and west, and it does change Philadelphia back to snow, and even places in New Jersey do go back to snow. But for the most part, the NAM is not painting a very big storm for Philadelphia in terms of snowfall amounts. Here we go with the 12Z GFS, which came in earlier. There's today's system exiting the area. Now here comes the next storm. As you can see here, Wednesday morning, moisture starting to gather to our south. Eventually, snow starts falling in the city. Rain south and east, and I think that is going to be the key south and east. If you're south and east of the New Jersey Turnpike, this is mainly a rain event for you until the backside of the storm. Continuing with the GFS is on the colder side of the guidance here. And as you can see, it stays all snow in Philadelphia, and it snows heavily. But also, we have some problems with the GFS. It shows one low being here off of the Delmarva, then it shows another imaginary low, which will not exist, well to the east, and it shows a bunch of convection crap far to the east. We're not agreeing with that. It's what's called convective feedback, and GFS is well known for doing that. They've been trying to fix it for years. They can't seem to get it right. And as we go on here, GFS continues to snow heavy snow. And just to get an idea of how much snow the GFS is showing, here's a look at the snowfall map. Generally, Philadelphia on north and west, it is showing at least 10 inches of snow, with some areas getting higher than that. Continuing on to the Canadian model. The Canadian model has been one of the most impressive models that we have been following, and the Canadian model shows our storm system developing off the South Carolina coast, continuing to come up the coast, and as you see, it starts as all snow in Philadelphia. And one of the wild cards that I've been watching with this system is the potential for this storm to come in rather heavy on the onset. Time and time again, over the past 10 years, even back further, we have had a lot of systems that come in very heavy on the onset where we have no snow falling. Then we quickly go over to heavy snow, and that could be the case with this system, as we have some impressive dynamics on the front end of the system. The Canadian model is one of those models showing that. As you see, it starts out as light snow around 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday, but quickly by Wednesday evening, it is snowing heavily in Philadelphia, while down in Delaware and South New Jersey, you are getting pounded with heavy rain. And it's still snowing northwest of the New Jersey Turnpike, and that's really going to be the battleground with this storm. Between the New Jersey Turnpike and Philadelphia, there is going to be that rain-snow line. The question is going to be does it actually make it into Philadelphia County? And that's something we're going to have to nowcast as the storm goes on. And we could even get a better picture of that tomorrow afternoon. For now, as you can see here, we have another band that's called a cold conveyor belt band and also a deformation band. As the low is just east of Atlantic City, you can see that wraps from New England all the way down into Philadelphia, and it's snowing heavily on Wednesday evening. In fact, the heaviest snow with this system is going to be between about 6 o'clock in the evening and midnight. After that, it's going to generally be a steady snow after midnight, with the snow gradually tapering as we come towards sunrise on Thursday morning. Continuing on, we're going to take a look at the European model real quickly, because that was relatively impressive this afternoon for Philadelphia, and it was pretty much almost in line with the 12Z Canadian model. And as you can see here, once again, the time that we're looking at is Wednesday afternoon. Here we are about noontime. The snow's just approaching Philadelphia, and I'm expecting the snow to start from southwest to northeast from 12 o'clock until about 2 o'clock on Wednesday, as I've been saying. And here's that mix line. Look how close it gets to Philadelphia County. I mean, it's literally just over the river. It's mixed with sleet in South Jersey, while you have some very heavy snow in Philadelphia. And once again, that's the wild card we have to watch. Continuing on, that mixed line still stays just southeast in New Jersey. And it's still all snow in Philadelphia. And as storm starts to exit, still snowing Wednesday night, but it's generally, once again, after midnight, it slowly starts to taper down, and by sunrise, the snow will be over from the area, ending from southwest to northeast. How much snow are we talking on the European model? Well, check this out. It's relatively impressive. The European model is showing that areas northwest of Philadelphia could see well over a foot of snow. And yes, that is over 20 inches back towards Harrisburg area. We're not expecting 20 inches of snow in Philadelphia. However, a decent snowfall is expected, with the heaviest being northwest of the city. There will be a sharp cutoff, as the Euro is showing, in South Jersey, and I do agree with that. As you get towards the shore, it may be possible that you do not even see an inch of snow in places like Cape May, Atlantic City. But in Philadelphia, here's what we're expecting. The National Weather Service is showing that in Philadelphia at the airport up to 10 inches could fall. As you see, we have a 12-inch marker in northeast Philadelphia. And that's right in line with what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the city is going to be about 8 to 14 inches of snow. Yes, that is quite a bit of snow. North and west of Philadelphia, snowfall amounts are going to be higher. I'm expecting generally Montgomery County, the northern half of Chester County, the far north half of Delaware County, Bucks County, Lehigh Valley, Reading. You could see upwards of 10 to 15 inches of snow, and there could even be isolated areas up around the Poconos that sees up to 18 inches of snow. South Jersey, if you're looking for big snows, I'm sorry, you're just not going to get it. We're generally looking at approximately 2 to 4 inches of snow in most cases. Down at the shore, as I said, under an inch of snow. Some places could see as high as 5 inches, generally northern Burlington County, north of Toms River, anywhere north of 195. That's where you're going to see more than 5 inches. Like Freehold, New Jersey, National Weather Service is going with 7 inches of snow. Yeah, you're in fair game for 4 to 8 inches. North Jersey right now, yeah, you're looking at easily 10 to 15 inches of snow, with isolated areas of 18 inches of snow up in far North Jersey. wild cards that we're watching with this storm. Once again, there is still some uncertainty as to how far north the mix line gets. It could get into Philadelphia County, and it's something we have to watch. I mean, the NAM model is still showing that mixing in Philadelphia, and until that erases it from the equation, until it trends colder, you have to allow for it. It's also possible, as I said, this storm could come in very heavy on the front end with snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour. So we could start from light snow and go to heavy snow very quickly. Somewhere in between, in the middle of the system, there is going to be a dry slot somewhere. Because when you get this heavy band that the models are showing forming north and west of Philadelphia, air that goes up must come down. It's called subsidence. We do get sinking air. If you remember in 2016 with the big storm we had, we did have sinking air that sent up over extreme southeast PA and southwest New Jersey, while areas northwest were getting heavy 2 to 3 inches per hour rates. Snowfall rates could exceed 2 inches per hour in the heaviest bands at the height of the storm, generally northwest of the city. And within those bands, because there's going to be a little bit of instability in the atmosphere, thunder snow is possible. Okay, that's all we have for this afternoon. Check back again tomorrow. We will have another update on this major winter storm. Will it be the biggest snowfall that we've ever seen in December in Philadelphia? Likely not. That was in 2009. But this is going to be a pretty healthy storm and definitely will possibly be a top 5 December storm for Philadelphia County. This has been Northeast Philly weather. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your afternoon.